6 months, you guys.
6 months. We're totally different people than we were when we left. Absolutely, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen some really cool things. You guys haven't gotten to see all of it yet, and that part drives me bananas, but I'm working through it. We're in Kansas now, visiting my
Kansas.
family.
Tornado Alley.
There's been more than 300 touchdown in this area since we've been here. It's insane.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to see one of them.
No, we haven't seen anything in the distance. We're totally safe. And it's just
You
skirted
kidding me?
around us.
I pulled 4 ticks off me yesterday. One trail. One little single track trail.
Yeah, my honey pulled one off of me after we went and visited some family down in Oklahoma, too. Oh, fricker was holding on, though, wasn't he?
I thought I was going to pop his head off in there, but we ended up getting him out. Look, I think that's from the shotgun.
I was wondering what that bruise was from last night when I was checking you for ticks. Checking you for... That's just normal life around here.
It actually looks like a misplaced nipple, doesn't it?
It does. He's got 3 nipples.
It just gets away once in a while.
Put that nipple away, baby. Put it back where it goes.
It was so cool. We went shooting yesterday. I got to shoot the minis out of my 12 gauge. Oh my God, it was so cool. Miniature shotgun rounds with slugs in them.
Nice.
Yeah, and we were on at 20 yards. 20 yards.
And I was talking to my mom yesterday about some of the crazy things. Stuff you guys haven't seen yet, you know? And I think that's the difference between people who make it out here and people who don't. You know, we see these things as adventures. Like, you guys are going to see some of these videos, and I'm rather dramatic in a few of them. That's very entertaining after the fact for me, for sure, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so dramatic. But it's like, we see those things as an adventure. You know, they're entertaining, and it gives us a story to tell and stuff like that.
It is always a team building experience.
Yes. That's something I really like about it, too. I like seeing how we've grown as a team.
How we work through stuff, figure out situations, and make it work.
Yeah.
It's not always comfortable.
No. We've really gotten used to the whole not working thing. Like,
Totally unemployable.
every time we're like, it's been 7 months since we were done. I mean, it doesn't even feel like it. It just feels like this is the way life was always supposed to be.
We have met people we will never forget. You know, and we have met our friends along the way and built even stronger relationships. It's really incredible what goes on out here. And, you know, it can be a struggle. And when you have to tussle a little bit, it makes it all better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it makes it worthwhile and makes it more substantial, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But when you feel out here, you feel deeper and love harder. It's a funny thing. The only other thing I would do is eradicate mosquitoes completely.
Oh my God, they're bad. And they have no purpose, you guys. Seriously, like, I've researched.
We're a little behind the curve, but we finally got one of those electronic fly swatters.
Oh my God.
Everything dies now.
It's fun to use, but it makes me nervous. The second I spark that thing up, I'm like...
She can't hit anything. She's closing her eyes.
We got wing dust in places from torching them. Poof!
Blows some things on there. Pow. We're having fun. You know, it doesn't take much.
No. Man, could you...
Easily entertained.
Could you imagine what it would have been like? See, we didn't do any video of that mosquito invasion we had, so...
Oh.
Could you imagine what that mosquito invasion would have been like? There was blood everywhere, guys. That is no lie.
Our blood.
Our blood. They'd been eating all night.
Ugh.
All night. And I was like, thought that I was being dramatic because I've seen videos of how dramatic I can be about stuff. So I was just like, I'm just going to get out of bed I'm just gonna go sit at the table in my little fuzzy blanket and just see if I stop feeling all itchy. Like, I didn't know they were actually biting me at that point. I thought that I was just itchy from it. And so I go and sit over at the table for like maybe a minute or two, and then he's like, yeah, something's going on. He flips the lights on. There had to be 80 mosquitoes inside this little bitty home.
Fat mosquitoes.
Fat. He just started killing. I should have been running the video. There was blood everywhere. And I'm like, whose blood is it? Curtis is like, it's ours. They were eating us all night.
Oh, shit. This is so bad. These are things you learn, though, you know?
I was really scared to go into Mexico. And then once we got there, it was just amazing. I mean, the beauty, and you guys have seen some of those videos. You're going to see the rest of them soon, but I don't know. And then you just see a different way that people live and the things that they've endured, and it just really, like, takes you out of the small mind of your world, you know, and kind of opens you up to the whole world around you, and it's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
I miss Mexico.
I do too. We met up with friends down there, and that was really cool. Had our friend Chucky come out and hang out with us for a while. That was really cool.
It was real fun.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Lots of time with Paul.
Yeah, and Phil and Milena. They're the neatest people ever. I so love Phil and Milena.
Oh, did we have fun up there. You're about to see.
Yeah, La Ventana's a couple of videos away, and it'll
How
probably be a
much fun.
3-part series. We had so much fun there. So much fun there. And being afraid of Mexico the way I was, and then going in there and having a totally different experience completely opens my mind to these other places that we'll go, you know, because we really want to do South America. The world is a lot different than the news represents it to be. I'll tell you that right now. It's way different. I mean, there is bad going on out there, but there is so much good out here. So much good. And when you get up close and personal with people, it is amazing who you meet and how small the world really is.
It's so small. The world is tiny, you guys.
It really is. You get out here and you find that out. It blows your mind.
We pull into Loreto, Baja. I look down and there's a Nevada plate next to us that says Carson City. And that's only because he bought the truck in Carson. He lived in Reno right next to us.
Right?
For 40 years. Turned out to be an incredible couple. And I was just hanging on every word this guy had, man, because he was...
It's Jim and Roxanne. We're talking about you guys right now. We love you.
Just so cool.
So down to earth, so adventurous at the same time. I think they're on a cruise somewhere now, and
They're in Europe.
I really wish we had gotten some video footage with them. We sat outside and, you know, drank and listened to music and ran into them a couple of different places. Yeah.
Concerts on the beach. And everybody you meet is so willing to help with those little things that you haven't figured out yet, you know, or a place. Jim was incredibly knowledgeable about places to go see, and they turned out to be some of the neatest experiences we've had, and we would have never known.
Yeah. And then Sebastian.
Oh my God.
Where did we first see him?
Alpine.
It was Alpine. Alpine, Texas, before we went into Big Bend. Curtis sees this guy come rolling in a bicycle with a bunch of stuff on it, and he goes over and he chats with him, and he's like, come over to my camp, have a beer with me later. Never happens. We never see him again before we leave and go to Big Bend. So then we go into Big Bend. You guys will see that video. We come out we come out of Big Bend, and we see him when we're driving down the highway, and we think he's just thumbsing up, like, you know, hey, because we beeped the horn. He didn't know who we were, but he was just like, hey, you know. No, he was actually hitchhiking at that point.
He wanted off the road.
We would have totally picked him up, but we didn't know that's what he was doing. And then we see him on his bicycle next door to us at the campground we just went to, Lake Amistad. And so we do finally have a beer with him there. Chatted with him for quite a while on that one, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, we camped.
And then he takes off. We stay there another day, right? We stayed another night after he left.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go to San Antonio. We're on the Riverwalk. We run into him. He's walking his bike down the Riverwalk.
This is almost a couple 100 miles away
Yeah,
each time.
each time. Yeah. So we sit down and have a beer with him again there. We tell him what our plans are. He kind of talks about his plans. We weren't even where we said we were going to go when we saw him again. We were at an RV park. We couldn't go to the place we were going to, the Hamilton Pool, because it needed reservations, and we just went on a whim and didn't get them. And so we're in an RV park, and blow out or something
Blows the tire right outside of our campground.
on the highway outside of the campground. So he comes into the campground to deal with it. We're in the back of the campground. The fact that he needed to wash his hands were the only reason he saw us in there, because we were right by the bathroom. I see him walking through the campground. I'm like, you are not going to believe who's walking through here right now.
It's so crazy. He's an amazing guy, and my hat's off to him, man. He has pretty much bicycled all the United States in the last 30 years.
Yeah, he keeps coming back here. Where is he from originally? Netherlands?
Netherlands.
We just happened to be on his path this year. He was down in Texas,
And his wife has probably joined him already on the road. And that's what they do.
that's what they do.
They save up and they go ride.
When they go ride, I'm like, it's just crazy. I couldn't imagine us not having our home.
No,
I mean, that whole thing in Big Bend, you know.
no.
We're gonna die out here.
I really can't imagine having to pedal anything, really. Our bikes are electric, man, and they rip. I'm telling you, Lunicycle's where we got those things at the North American dealer.
They should be sending us free bicycles by now, let me tell
I don't know
you.
about all that, but they should know that we've sent 50 people their way.
Yeah, and we're not even doing it to grow Luna. We're doing it to grow the individual.
The bikes are...
The bikes.
The bikes are over the top, man. And,
Over the top.
There's no one that's gotten on there that hasn't gotten off with a smile. Giggling, you know. And no matter what level you're on. It's just crazy. The bikes are awesome.
The bikes are awesome. Yeah, we
Yeah.
really like them.
I have no complaints about those bikes.
I'm so in love with you, honey.
I love my honey.
You're so handsome.
Stop it.
You
I don't
are.
think
I know.
people are gonna see this.
My sister's gonna go, bleh.
She pukes every time we get kissy.
Her videos get all mushy. She's like, bleh. Everybody's like, you're just jealous. We like it. We're thinking about doing that, getting a little video clip of her when we get all mushy doing that in our videos. Bleh.
We'll just put it in there.
Just a quick little. Bleh. I know the females have a ton of questions. Like, guys could just get in a rig and go and be gone. I think a lot of the questions that people have about the full-time traveling probably comes from the females. Like, how do you still feel like a girl out there? Well, sometimes you don't, you know what I mean? But that's okay, too. You know, there's many times that I've been at home, I wouldn't go out into public the way I was looking. You know what I mean? So it's no different being out here. But you just learn different ways to deal with stuff. The bathroom thing's totally like... And we're not pooping in front of each other. We know people out here who are pooping in front of each other.
What's that all about?
We have a separate bathroom. You know, you can close the door. We've talked to couples where they're like, I tell him to look away when he starts pushing. And stop talking. I'm like, you guys are pooping together in the same room. They're like, oh yeah, and that's okay. Just don't look at me when I'm pushing.
I can't imagine. And they walk into our rig and they're like, oh, you should take this wall out. That takes up too much room. That's a bathroom.
You'll just open it all up. We're like,
We like a bathroom.
we like the door between us when we're pushing.
No.
That's not a team building exercise that we're interested in at all.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. We like our bathroom.
We love our bathroom.
I don't understand that one. It's all worked out really well. Everything we thought would happen with the rig has happened, you know, and it's holding up well. I don't know why. Some of the roads.
It's because it's us.
But,
Yeah, we've caught air. we've had all the tires off the ground on some of these roads.
Oh yeah.
We're both the type of people who really like to share things, you know. So having you guys along with us, there's just that much more to share, you know, and it just makes it that much more fun to share. And you know, so and then it really helps us create the memories so that we can see them later, because we really like to do what's called flooding, you know, which is where we talk about all the fun things and good things we've done so that we feel all those endorphins and good stuff from them all over again. So
And we do.
and we do. I love making the movies for that reason too. I start watching all that footage and I'm like, hey, remember we did this? Hey, honey, look at this. And so I really like it. But just knowing that you guys are watching too just adds a whole nother element to it, a whole nother layer of fun and value for me.
It's fun figuring out this whole thing. And
Yeah.
you guys are along for the ride. And
Yeah.
we're far from figuring it out, but boy, we're having fun.
We really are having fun, yeah. And we're having fun figuring out ourselves, too, because there's a big aspect of that. And, I mean, you really start to see yourself when you don't have society as a distraction and a fluffer. You really do. You start to see who you are and how your mind works and what your habits are and how you can change them and how you can make life fuller and just everything, you know. So it's been wonderful.
Yeah. We're a lot different than we were when we started this.
Yeah. I love who we are as a couple, too.
I'm not-
We're finishing our 6-month video. We made some notes this time.
So we're not just wandering about.
Yeah, we don't want to wander around on this video. The beginning part's probably a little more sporadic. So I guess probably the first point that I want to make, us doing the custom build on the inside of here, making it our home, adding our own little touches, has made it our home. The first couple of months we were out, it was almost every single time we stopped at a new camp. You know, we're driving along down the road. We're going to kill bugs on here too with you guys. We've gotten really good at the bug killing. Oh, we do have a handy little friend.
Hey, that was a necessity.
Yeah, so it's like every time we stopped, you know, we'd get out of the cab and then we'd come back here. And I mean, it would really wash over me like, honey, how does this keep happening? Everywhere we go, there's our home.
We're home.
We're home. We're always home. And it's really, really cool that way because inside here is home, but like literally right outside the window is the next adventure. It is so cool.
It's a game changer.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you have all this buy-in to your home, you know, and it doesn't really hit you until you do feel that connection. Driving it down the road is definitely different than being inside of it. And every time I come back in here, this is home now, and I don't see any other home.
It really is home, guys.
It really is. And we have no want yet to even call anything home other than where we're at, because we're having so much fun.
All these things have actually just been adventures to us, you know. I watch other people's videos on YouTube, like they're 6 months, and they're like, you know, we want to give you the facts of, you know what I mean? And it's like, it is the facts of the matter. I mean, or there'll be other people saying, oh, people only talk about the good stuff. Well, I don't really think that we're talking about good stuff when we say we lost a bike and we're being eaten by bugs but we see these as adventures. So that's really, it just comes down to how you're handling it, I think, for real, you know, or the issues we've had in RV parks with, you know, the owners or other campers or stuff like that. We're just usually entertained by it. Like, oh, look at what's happening now.
There is a lot of people police out.
Oh my gosh.
Since this whole movement, and it's getting younger and younger, but most everybody out here is old and white. There's a lot of opinions about how everyone should be doing this, and since we break all the rules all the time, you know, we get some pushback, but that's part of our adventure.
It is.
We get talked down to once in a while, but we giggle.
Yeah. I like being a pattern disruptor.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, Chucky. I'm a pattern disruptor too.
Chucka.
And when I disrupt somebody's pattern and they're all huffing away, I'm thinking, you're welcome. Because when I trigger you, you get to see you and a chance to expand. And when somebody triggers me, I'm like, thank you. We've got some struggles, you know. Our bikes are all trashed from being on the trailer, rubbing each other. We lost one. We drug that one for a minute.
We didn't lose it like Don. We lost it off the trailer and drug it for an undetermined amount of time.
It's dark. It's already night, you know. And he's like, honey. He's like pointing at the mirror all calm. He goes, look, I think we're driving some. And I mean, you see all the sparks. It's like, it's the bikes, baby. It's one of the bikes. And he's like, I know. See all pulls over all casually. Then I go back and I had so many mixed emotions. I was so happy it was still there, but I was so sad she was all damaged. You know, I mean, there's marks all over the back of the home where she was riding up it trying to get out.
The tie-down anchor's all bent to the back of the trailer, like, holy shit.
That's a video I wish we had.
It put up a fight to stay or to go or whatever it was doing back there, man, but it stayed with us, and I'm pretty happy about that.
We've backed into a tree down in Mexico and really damaged the back corner of the home, which I was completely impressed with my honey's ability to fix something with like no supplies. It's clean, and I mean, it was pushed in good. It's pushed in really good, so. We've had a couple of flats.
One on the home, one on the trailer. Valve stem off the spare, sitting on the trailer, so I had to get that fixed. And then I've had multiple flats on the bikes, you know. I flattened a tire way out in the woods and had to ride it back. And it was a rear, and I was out in the boulders, man, mossy boulders and trees, and it was pretty awesome. But once I felt that I had a flat, I just scooted up on the tank and rode it home. I ended up ripping the Schrader valve out of the tube though, so we bought a couple new tubes, and so far I've just patched the rest, but it looks like a little quilt, you know, on those bikes. I got patches everywhere.
There's patches everywhere. The extreme weather. We've had extreme weather situations, which are pretty scary inside of an RV. Shopping in Mexico. That was interesting, going into the grocery store and not knowing what you're getting at all. Making new friends in there. You know, I've had some really cool offices out here. I've been able to like do these videos in like totally different places, and instead of doing it inside the home, I'll go out to the picnic table and still have the nature around me and experiencing it so I don't get lost in that tunnel. We've meditated in some really cool places. That changes the experience. We're daily meditators. We meditate every morning. So it's an important part of our process and how we handle life. We're going to end it here and just let you guys know we still have a few more Mexico videos coming out, and then we'll have our videos of our time here in Texas coming out. So
Yeah.
And we're so excited to have you guys along, and we're so excited you guys are wanting to watch us and see what we're doing. And because definitely experiences out here are awesome sauce, but they're multiplied when you share them. Multiplied.
We also want to start meeting followers, so
Yeah, great point.
we want you guys to get back to us. If you want to meet us, tell us where you are. If you want to ride these bikes, you know, maybe before you purchase one, or I want to invite people to interact with us.
Definitely reach out, seriously, because we really do. We want to interact with you guys. We are loving all the people that we're meeting, and like I said, my honey loves riding with people, and if we could hook up with other Sur-Ron owners, then they could show us the places they ride in their town, their areas,
That's
whatever.
what I really want.
Yeah.
I want to know what your perfect ride is.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm looking for that too. And I've got some rides that I just sit back and go, my God, it's just perfect.
Yeah, it's just perfect. Yeah.
So let us know how we did on this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button.
And the little bell so that you get notifications when we upload a new video.
We love you guys.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching us.